Hello everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, Riverbend Spring Scratch Start, episode 56. We've done some reorg our, uh, on our thing again. Just moved, our shed, just moved, the plow out of there, since it doesn't really need to be back here, using the space a little more often. Got the eggs and canola stacked as usual in the wood filled. I'm shaving extra often right now because I've been still experiencing crashing issues in games. But I noticed 23 up here, the Valtra direct planter does not auto weed the way that our seeder does. If I drive the seeder, it weeds the field as we're planting, and I don't need to weed things. If I let the helper do it, it doesn't weed the field. But even if I drive the planter, it doesn't weed the field either way. So I need to go up there and hoe it. Although I'm not actually sure, precision farming wise, whether hoeing is the best option. You're supposed to be working the field less. Maybe herbicide is the way to go. Although you'd think, I don't know, maybe I'm miscategorizing precision farming with more organic, less chemicals kind of farming. And maybe hoeing is not the answer. So if you do know how that works, feel free to let me know, because if I should be using herbicide, then that's what I should be doing. However, we've got soybeans in, and they need to be hoed no matter what. So let's get them hoed, right? I'm glad I have these narrow tires on here, even if it doesn't exactly matter. It's still a better idea. That's weird that we have that hatch planted at a different angle, but it is what it is. So we have a bunch of hoeing to do, and we're going to get that done. We may just skip the rest of May. It's tornado season. The more fields I buy, the more times we roll through tornado season, the more likely it is I am to lose a chunk of crop to a tornado path. But that's part of the game. I could turn it off, but I'm not going to. It's a part of the game, and it actually doesn't really kill your, in my experience so far, it doesn't really devastate your crops. Like, yeah, you get a path, it's broken, yeah, you lose a little bit, but it's not like the end of your farm or anything. So it's okay. We can deal with the devastation. Anyway, like I was saying, the only thing to do this month, aside from potentially contracts, which I don't really feel the need to do at this point. Like, contracts were there, they were good for getting the money early game ish, but it's not really necessary at this point. So I think we're just gonna hoe this field and then move on to June, where we can actually harvest our probably wheat and our barley, maybe canola. If we look here, okay, June will be just barley. Will just be barley, which is fine. It's actually pretty good. And it means that we have a decent staggering, and not everything will be done in 1 month. So we'll move on to June. We'll harvest the barley. That will take care of that, and we can then harvest some other things the following month in July. If I can get this thing turned around properly. So that's the plan. We're just going to make a brief stop here in May to hoe, and then we're going to move on to June. So I'll see you in June. Alright, so we have a few fields. Welcome to June, by the way. I don't know where the tornado went or what it affected, but we have a couple of fields to harvest. Mainly just, well, 8 and 9. We could mow the grass. That is a possibility. I could send that tractor out to mow the grass pretty much any time. Although it's a bit of a process. I'm thinking what I want to do is save up and get myself one of these here like this guy here. Because doesn't he hold? Maybe he doesn't. I'm not sure how this guy works. Does he just spit grass out in a thing? It'd be nice to not have to go back and windrow afterwards, even though we do have our brand new windrower. But it's still kind of a pain. To have to go over the field 3 times. But it is definitely time to mow. So I guess we'll just send him off to mow. And just kind of getting this one set up. He's got to be ready to swing into action and start picking up forage. We gotta drive this guy all the way back. Left him out in that random field. Well, that tornado damage was from last 2 years ago. And I don't believe that is involved. I don't think that's where the latest tornado happened. But no telling, because I didn't stick around to watch. And let's see how much time we have, by the way. Okay, good. No rain at all. So we're golden on getting these 2 fields barleyed up. And we're going to have wheat. I don't know exactly how much wheat we'll get out of that field this year, but it seems to me that that maybe I could start making flour out of some of the barley. Because we're back around. And we're going to have wheat. I just feel like maybe we look at what we've got. We've still got 32K barley. I think much of that is in the... Oh, and look at this. Now we're talking... Right, and then shift B swings us around so that we're... And now the front is the back and the back is the front. And we can just get going on the harvest here. We can unfold this thing. Nice wide stance. Fold that up. Yeah, just get to work. Yeah. There we go. We're on our third row. Yeah. Third row has begun, and we're doing that, so that's all good. Right. And now it's just about chasing the MacDon water. And we've been going for a while. I think I might have finally solved my crashing problems. I've actually turned Windows off of high performance mode and am going with power saving, and that seems to be preventing the GPU from, or the driver from suddenly disappearing. Hopefully that is the actual case and can finally put this spate of crashing behind me, because it's been rather tedious. But anyway, this is our standard mode, so I'm just going to follow the MacDon around, and we'll see in the future whether crashing really did go away or not. But you don't need to watch this. This is standard forage harvester picking stuff up. So I am going to... No, I'm not. I'm going to just pick it up online without the GPS. We don't need the GPS. It would be interesting to bale it and then pick it up with the bale grab. I may get an auto stacker actually, because then I don't need to move bales all the time, and putting them on the trailer becomes easier as well, assuming I can lift that many if I have the weight. But yeah, I may consider getting the auto stacker. That's the these are in this pack now. As this guy, the Arcoon. That guy's kind of cool too, but that only goes to 120. This guy does everything. or not quite everything, but most things. So we can get 14 bales on him, and then, yeah, nice and stacked. Right, so I'll see you when we're done with these fields. All right, both fields have been macdoned. And we can put this thing away for a little bit, although we're just going to be getting it out again, so maybe I don't need to actually put it away, but I will get it out of the way, because we are going to want to do some things to these fields to get them turned around. Where are we going to put you? Because I feel like I'm just going to want to, well, not knowing where we're going next, like what am I going to feel like doing first? I don't know. But I do know I got to get the rest of this up in the fast track. So, as far as like pickup and that sort of thing goes, and mowing, I'm wondering if a forage harvester might be a good mowing solution. Just to get it done. But then we're back to needing a silage pit and all of that, so maybe not. And then I didn't get the mower going like I should have. The mower should have been going a little bit. I should have noticed him and gotten back on it. He's around here somewhere. I thought he was. He was out there. There he is. He's right there. The only bummer is the worker turns the tractor off. A little bit of a bummer. All right. That's done for the moment. I don't want to lose that tree right there. Kind of in the way. I also think the JCB is really about baling, not windrowing. So I should probably wait, because I want to get the right equipment on the right task. We look at our vehicles. We can see that the Squadra needs 275 horsepower. The Deutz Fahr is only 230. And then, what is that? I think things started with a P, right? Or a R. There we go. So he's 150. And the Merlot is 170. Right, so what I can do is get the Merlot going on windrowing, even without the Deutz-Fahr being in the way. Like, we don't need to actually wait for it. So we can get this stuff windrowed. And then we can follow it around with the JCB. Turns out the follow me mod is not that useful in many cases. I really haven't been using it very much because it's actually rather frustrating much of the time. And for whatever reason, they still haven't released. I don't know why it's taken so long. They still haven't released the that other mod that I'm not remembering the name of. Oh, that did not get going the way I wanted it to. There was a great mod that's been around for years. Along the same... Oh man, I can never remember the name of it. It's still not officially in the mod list. I could install it manually, but it's, you know, I want it to be official. I want it to not be buggy and not blow up my game. And I'm just surprised that they haven't gotten it through the process yet, given how cool and useful it is and how it's been in at least the last 3 games that I've played. Like, was in 19 and 22 anyway. I started on 19, so... I did purposely take a few trees out here for harvest, for sawmill purposes, but actually mainly for getting them out of the way. And we can't afford the $90,000 auto stacker yet, so we're going to be doing it again at least one more time with the bale grabs we've got. So yeah, but I have found that it's nicer to use the wrapper and not in auto drop mode, but rather to grab each one and line them up all in a nice line. That makes things quite nice. Although with the auto stacker, I can just drive around and grab them all. Still would need the bale grab in the end. To pick them, to put them on the trailer, unless I start going for magic picking bales onto a trailer mods. But yeah, not too terrible. I bet I could use the auto stacker onto a low loader if I was super careful about it, but no need to do that. We have a thing that works. It wouldn't be that terrible. I have not been paying attention to being sure to keep the bales out of the way, so I'm sure we're going to end up pushing them around a little bit with the Merlot as we hit the end of the row. Normally I'm a little more careful to do things in an order that causes the bales to drop not on the ends of rows. But anyway, we're gonna get this done and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, well that's everything almost baled. I just have a tiny little patch to pick up right here. I don't think we need any more grass bales, although we might as well throw a few down. We could toss a couple on the stack. We don't need to though. We've got years to go before we run out of what we've got. I did not get that right. This will work. Yes. Nice. Now if I put this guy all the way back here, I'll have more room there, although I don't know whether that's gonna work properly or not. We'll have to see. We need to get this one parked in a way that's not going to interfere. I really like the turning capability of these guys. Although actually we're gonna generally get the windrower out before the baler, so that's fine. And right, we need wrapping. I think we'll use this guy for the wrapping. When I changed out when I bought the new wrapping plastic or foil, I think it's this foil. When I bought the new foil, I didn't really pay attention. I ended up buying white foil, which is fine because the bales will be more visible on the field rather than having them kind of hidden. I'm wondering if I should just leave them out on the field until I can afford that auto stacker. It was kind of a pain to bring everybody back to a line. Then again, most times I have the time. It's not like I have extra time where I could have been more efficiently wrapping them. I have to continue to get one thing I've noticed this time is that properly fertilizing these fields really does make a difference by probably like 5 bales. Like it's an actual lot of extra grass. now it's just about... Okay. About totally missing our bale. If you come at it this way, you can get them closer together, which really doesn't matter. It's really not a thing. Once you start doing that, you know what? We're gonna set ourselves. We're not gonna bother, is what I'm saying. We're not gonna bother with yeah, we're not gonna bother with stacking them in a line. It's not that much easier than going and getting them. And we are going to get the auto stacker. I've decided. Not right this second, obviously, although I could go sell the wood and the rope and totally pick up an auto stacker. It's unfortunate that we can't set a helper to do this job. Although, given that I was in control of the baler, maybe I could have operated the wrapper behind the baler. But, yeah, we're just going to wrap all this stuff up and then go sell the wood and get ourselves an auto stacker and go stack these guys professionally. Super professional stacking. Because there are enough of them. Alright, all of our bales are set. All our bales are baled and wrapped. So now it's just about acquiring the rest of the money we need for the auto stacker. And I am just gonna do this not as exacting as usual. There aren't as many here, so I don't need to worry about that. Probably just go two per or 3 per based on whatever the row is. Rather than worrying about, geez, or we're going to totally knock them right off the forklift. That is always an option, one that I often use. See if I'm lucky I can push it to normal. Nope. Okay, well, we get what we get, I guess. So, yeah, we got to get these loaded up, and then we'll go sell them, and we'll have definitely enough money for we're only 10K short as it is for the auto stacker. sometimes it doesn't catch. It like doesn't notice that I'm trying to raise it, and it starts moving my camera around in weird ways. Wow, that is really precarious. Let's get those guys strapped down. Why don't we? Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have room without any major tetchy. Major tetchy loading of any sort. We can just toss the last stack on top of these and be done. Kind of the nice thing about the sawmill is it's, you know, there's always a decent amount of money sitting there, unless you just sold it, but even a month or two in, well, that's pretty good. Help if we... I'm gonna go see how many can be sold to the playground, and then, if any, and then move on down to the grain mill along that southern road. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright, well, we just got about 40 something K for the beams, but the playground doesn't want to buy any more long planks. So there's that. But we can go get those long planks sold off to, yeah, to the other ones. The Grain Elevator Museum? Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, we're off to do that. Alright, here we come up to the Grain Elevator Museum, where we can toss some more wood on the pile. Nice, another 31 grand there. I did swing by the rope factory on the way, but there's only one pallet there. It's not worth the effort at the moment. We definitely can afford our auto stacker. So we're going to swing by the store. We're going to buy it now. Swing by the store and get them to slap it onto the thing for us. That's the one we want. Yes, please. Thank you. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright. Well, we've got our new auto stacker loaded up, and now we're off to do some auto stacking. Nice little loop there, all the way around the outside edge of the map almost. And then next time we can work these fields and do more harvesting. Why I haven't bothered trying to put that guy away. Oh man, I really like this truck. This is a really good truck. Now I wonder if I can just drag the thing off there or whether I need to actually put... Anyway. Idle speculation, I think I might be able to just connect to it. I'm hoping. Yep. Alright. Now we can... Come on now. Unfold. Oh, B for operating mode. Well, this will be a lot nicer than 3 at a time. Every time. Well, I never did look and see. Well, these guys are all silage now, so we could stack them and go sell them. Or we just wait for the whole pile and get a decent amount. So, right. We've got this. I'm gonna see about getting a thumbnail here. I think that's pretty good. See about another one though. That's also pretty good. Cool. So we do need to fertilize probably every year, although they may not take the fertilization as much. If we look, actually, now that I've done this bit, we can go look and see. The pH is still fine. Yep. Yeah, we should hit this with some fertilizer. Yeah, we got one. Yeah, we got 2 more to go, and then we have 1 stack. And we can go just put that stack right up against our wall there. That feels pretty out of the way. Now that's cool. That was a lot easier than going around picking them all up, or even picking them all up in a line after carefully placing them in every bale. Oh, right, and you have to restart the baling process or the pickup process after you drop them. And it's also helpful if you get your other tools out the way. Doesn't seem too bad. We can just leave this guy in here. He doesn't need to be outside at this point. I don't think we missed any. Oh, we got 6. We're gonna have 1 extra left over. So 2 stacks plus a bale. Which maybe we'll just drag that bale over and stick it on the pile rather than unwrap it, basically, into grass. If it will, I don't even know if they unwrap as grass or whether they only unwrap as silage. But this is definitely easier. Yeah, 13, 14, and then, where's that last one? Oh, you can't unwrap them. Alright, well, we're gonna have to, have to deal with it, but 28 bales, basically. 29. And gosh, I will get these lined up perfectly, which maybe isn't the most valuable use of my time. It's pretty close. So what do we do with this? This is not an inside tool because we don't have the room for any more inside tools. Especially not a guy like this long. So I guess we stick him around the back here. Ready for doing something. But we don't need to sell the silage right now, so it's really not a huge deal. Right, and the MacDon is over there ready for next month. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will catch you next time.